Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently stuck in an extremely awkward war here. We're probably going to end up losing it, but that's not the end of the world if we do. The reason that I say it's so awkward is because fighting in these regions with margins as slim as they are... Ooh, they're turning around. With margins as slim as they are, we simply can't do anything. We can't fight them unless we happen to have the defender bonus, which we will not have at this point. They're going to, once they arrive here, they're going to immediately start coming in here. We will not have that. We will lose this fight. They have ticking war score on their side, and there's not really anything that we can do about that. Like, look at this. The chances are even when they have 674 to our 2,000. Just because of defending in hills, and opponent supply is running low. Now, to be clear, they have a good army commander. We've gotten bad rolls on that, but actually, they're going to catch us here. Okay, well, if we lose the war, it's not the end of the world. It is fine. Wait, do we get out? No, we don't quite get out there. Now, we're doing okay until these guys show up. They're almost here, though. And once they arrive, yeah, things immediately turn against us. We had one good roll there, but we gotta retreat. So off we go. Where are we retreating to? Over there. Okay. That said, they took a big loss. Unfortunately, they're on considered allied territory, and so they did get a reinforced tick there. We did not, of course, because we were retreating. Okay, our High Chiefess was murdered. That's not super helpful. We're going to need to do something like this. There we go. Now that really cut into our prestige. Really hard. Like, really hard. We're going to recruit this guy. He's not going to be a good steward, but we'll recruit him as a marshal. There we go. Okay, and that means that we're fine on our domain limit. So at this point, the question becomes, how do we get out of this war? I mean, we're not going to white peace. They have ticking war score on their side. It's super unfortunate that we can't win fights, right? And the reason that we can't win fights is, of course, because of these insane defensive bonuses in these mountains. We just got a little bit unlucky, and he has allies coming in at this point. Should we just surrender? Let's do it. We're going to pay him some gold. Worse than that, we're going to pay him some prestige. But I just want out of that war, and we're going to host ourselves a feast and win back most of that prestige immediately. Yeah, lessons were learned about fighting in this region for sure. I have done a great job, haven't I? That's an extra 150 prestige, which means we're going to be positive in our prestige after this war, or rather after this feast is done. And that is quite important to us. So that's wonderful. We would pay for our daughter to be released. I'm actually okay with that. But we can ransom this guy for 100 gold. So that's great. We would love to get a steward, but we don't have anybody that can be a steward right now. Okay. So I wouldn't mind attacking this guy. We're truced to him right now. There's also this guy down over here. There's another option, though. And that second option is that we can use our prestige to get more prestige by building a gathering hall. Here in 47 more prestige. We could just do a little bit of raiding. How are we looking over here? We can actually raid over here, and that's wonderful. So we're going to raise up local raiders. How many troops does he have access to? 254. Sounds good to me. Now, technically, this is part of Mongolia. I should have checked that. I absolutely should have checked that. Mongolia is going to raise troops and deal with this. I'm quite sure. How many total troops does Mongolia have? They clearly think they have enough. And they probably do. They are defending in another war, though. So how many more troops are they going to raise here? All of their troops were down? Mongolia, what are you doing? You're at minus 56% here. You've been winning battles. But this is clearly all of their troops. Or almost all. We just can't get going here. Okay. Well, they're going to fight us, and they're going to win. There's no real way around it. It's fine. Losing these raids aren't a big deal. But man, the fact that they were willing to do this over 15 gold, when they are currently losing in a claim on a chiefdom, that makes me so sad. That makes me so sad. Their troops just weren't raised. Like, that's insane, right? Why were their troops not raised? They're just sitting here. You're losing this war, sir. You should go fight the war. Like, you can win this. He's just ignoring the war to prevent us from raiding. What a jerk. Wow. Oh, that's insane. That is truly insane. And we can't raid down here unless we have a significant advantage. So we just need to chill, I think. I think that's all it comes down to. We need to work on our control over here. And so we shall. And at this point, I think there's not much that we can do other than just be patient. We can't get the snowball rolling because there's just too much stacked against us right now. We might be able to a little later. Like, if these guys come up and raid us, we might be able to handle that. So, here's the idea. We put these guys down immediately. These guys are walking north. They're going to have to pass through this barony, and then they can enter our tribe. That gives us some time to regenerate. We're going to allow them to walk in, and then we're going to raise up a rally point, I think, here. We do get a new diplomacy perk. We're going to grab Praetorian Guard. Okay. We're going to get a tick, I hope. Reinforced tick? There we go. Now we're going to raise our army. Like so. And if we go in here, we should, in theory, get the bonus from defending in hills. Chances are even. They have more troops than us. But we're going to give it a go. Now, he does finish the raid, but he does not get out in time. We're going to roll the dice. We got a reinforced tick just before. Okay, we're winning this one. Good. I was getting really tired of losing these nail biters. We appear to be okay here. That's wonderful. That's going to net us more prestige and more cash. So we are very, very happy about this. There. So that netted us 10 prestige plus 156 prestige plus 19 gold. That is so worthwhile. We just haven't really been able to do those previously. So as soon as this guy finishes retreating, we'll put down our army. And we should also begin constructing a gathering hall in our capital just as soon as we can. We need more prestige. So we're going to disband this army as soon as we can. We actually still can't. They're 2 away. Surprising. As soon as they get here, we'll be able to. We don't like our concubine here as a person. That is the price for knowledge. Okay. Well, we are going to go ahead and disband. We still can't? Wow. Okay. We still can't disband. They're so far away from us right now. Now we finally can. Okay, there we go. So next up, we are, I think, going to... How long until we can call a hunt? November of this year? Okay, that sounds good. When we can call a hunt, we'll be able to build a gathering hall here as well. We need that sweet, sweet prestige. And then we're going to need to spread our structures up over here as well. Not a day too soon. Our rival died. Now, was that... That was this guy. Fascinating. So we're going to pay another 25 gold. Sad. We still have a truce here. Okay. We can declare a war over here. Now, this is a war we can easily win. I kind of just want to subjugate him. Unfortunately, that costs a lot, so instead, we're just going to conquer the county. Okay. So we're going to raise our troops up in our capital, and we're going to head on down. Won't take very long. Fantastic. And this is easily a war that we can win. Yes, even if this guy joins in, we easily win this. Should be fine, and in we go. Is this guy in a different war currently? No? Wait, who is it? Who is it that joined? In theory, this guy. Yeah, this guy. Okay. He is in a different war, so he's unlikely to do anything here. This is great. Unfortunately, we're going to get fame here rather than prestige, but that's okay. How could he put my daughter in this position? How indeed. Okay, so this is going to be no problem whatsoever here. Fantastic. And there we go. One battle won, and let's begin our siege. 8 months on that. And this is a pretty low supply limit, so that's a thing. And now we hope that this guy doesn't just come over here and get that ridiculous penalty. There he is. We only have a skill 7 commander. We can lead it personally as skill 10. That will improve it a little bit, but realistically, we have quite a low pool of leaders right now. So that's an issue. That will change over time, but we're just going to have to roll the dice. Wow. They're winning. Oh boy. Oh wait, that might be a turn. Yeah, I think they just don't have the numbers to keep it up. Yeah, they just don't have the numbers. If they had had like 50 more troops, I think they would have won. That's how insane those defensive bonuses are. Just positively nutty. Once we get out of these mountains, it won't be anywhere as big of a deal, and we'll be able to defend our territory very easily, but we're definitely struggling to expand within the mountains. There's no doubt about that. But we did manage to win that one. Our luck seems to be changing to some degree. We have 2 months left on this siege, and once this siege finishes, the war will be over. Once again, he immediately abandoned his other war, or actually he bailed on the other war. Specifically to fight us. Hilarious. Now, can he get here in time? I think maybe. I think he maybe can get here in time. Well, no, I don't think he can now. I think this is taking him too long. We're not gonna risk rolling the dice here, for sure. This war is over. There. So we need to hand this title out. And who do we want to grant this to? We're going to grant it to, say, this guy. There we go. Now, we can call a hunt, and that's definitely something we want to do. And then we're going to also go into our council and see if... Yeah, this guy is now eligible here. This guy is skill 0 steward. This guy, our son and player heir, is disfigured and wounded. His health is poor, but he does have a grandson. So in theory, we should be okay, I hope. However, his skill is also 5. So we're going to put this guy in as the steward and just leave it like this. It's not ideal, but it will do. Okay. Sounds good. That's another mountain tile that we conquered. That's great. There's only, what, 4 left? 4 proper left, I think. Yes. We're going to take the hunting trophy. We need the prestige boost. Yeah, we'll pay for another one. Now, we did get wounded in that battle. But there's 150 prestige. That's fantastic. And we're going to immediately begin work on gathering halls over here. There we go. We're now dying, but I wanted to get our prestige spent. If we die, that's okay. Unfortunately, our son is near death as well. Not ideal. We'll see what happens here. Now, we do have another son, so that is an option. But let's see what happens here. One of us will die soon. Almost certainly. Yeah, we do have a steward with poor stewardship skill. We can create another duchy. I'm going to hold off on that. For one thing, we just don't have the cash right now. And that will be just fine. How are we doing on technology? We are the cultural head. When did that happen? Fascinating. So we are currently being exposed to Banis as an innovation. That's okay. Levy reinforcement rate isn't bad. Being able to build village centers, shrines, prayer halls, and trading outposts, huh? That's not the worst. I'm going to leave it as is. Okay. Sounds good. These guys are raising up to raid. We may have to allow them. Oh, they're actually raiding here. They may come up and raid our territory, I suppose. We'll keep an eye on that. I don't want to take any hostile actions right now while we are dying and our son is near death as well. He's melancholic as well as being disfigured. Okay, so here's the thing. That, of course, handed this out to our half-brother. That's fine. Now, we only have one son as this guy. He's going to die as well. We control all of these. I'm going to grant this immediately to our son and player heir. Now, we're going to die quite soon here. We've been near death for a while now. At least in theory. I'm going to go ahead and call a hunt. And we'll choose, I guess... Actually, we'll choose Majesty Focus, and yeah, we've already gone down this tree somewhat. We kind of need cash. Popular outrage. Okay. That's fine. I'd like to spend down this prestige. Oh, we have a dynasty legacy here. I want to move towards assertive rulers. We're going to need that later on. So that's probably going to be an important thing. We're going to grab desirable match for now. We return home in disappointment. Okay, so this is, of course, our half-brother over here. We'll have to reconquer that, but I think we'll do that after we inherit as this guy, because actually our health is improving. As long as we're near death, we're going to keep chilling. We did inherit some more men-at-arms. Okay, that's good to know. We do need a chancellor, and this guy'll do. We need a steward, and this guy'll do. That's great. How are we doing on our control? Okay. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. So, we still have the infected wound. Yes, indeed. We still have the infected wound, but for now, we're just going to chill. I do want to get some monthly income here, or rather, just some income. 19 gold over here. How much do you have? 22.52. So we can't really afford that. I do want to... Let's see. Skill 6 stewardship. That's not very helpful. But if we just manage domain, does that bump us to 4 of 4? It does not. Concubines cannot be promoted to primary spouse, I believe. But let's see here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. We got a pointer as our court physician, though. That would cost 10 gold. But we could try to get some treatment here. Oh, okay, she treated our infected wound successfully. Perfect. So we're actually now feeling fine. That's great. So we do need to solve this domain limit issue. For right now, I'm going to grant this out to our player heir. And the reason I'm granting these to our player heir is because I don't necessarily want to give them away at this time. What's happening over here? Conquest. Oh, I do not want this conquest to happen. We're going to declare our own war, and we're going to conquer the county. It requires faith. We're currently considered a sinner. Is he the wrong religion? Are we the wrong religion? Angry and Buryat. No. So the issue is that we're a sinner. Okay. So we need to declare this, and I guess we could push our claim. Sure. That'll do. Now we're going to raise up our troops. And they're going to immediately walk in over here. We'll have no problem with this. This will net us some decent prestige. Although it's mostly cash that we're going to want. Yeah, he's leaving. He doesn't want anything to do with that. I don't blame him. But that will be just fine. We're ill. Great. Well, we're a little brighter now. Okay. So this is fine. We will eventually die. I mean, that's going to happen, and this is probably going to be a pretty short rule. That said, we could bump up our tribal authority. However, we can't do that because of timing. Not for another 2 years. He's going to come in and attack us here. We win this easily. Very, very easily. We do have access to more people now. We could donate to charity. That's a terrible idea. We are just going to become a drunkard. There we go. And we will indulge in drink. That's 150. Yeah, we can still afford that, though. We start with 1,000, so that's fine. There we go. Excellent. So we will win that fight very easily. That nets us 50% war score. And we will finish up this, and then we may end up fighting this guy. So we might want to actually come down here and attack this before we end the war. We're no longer ill. This is good. This is very, very good. So we're going to attack down here in how long? 50 days. I'm going to bump it up to speed 4 while we're waiting on that. Okay. There we go. I'm not going to end the war immediately because I want to come down here and stack wipe this while we are hostile to them. I don't want to be enemy to them. So we're going to do this. Our stress level has dropped. That's nice. There we go. We can host a feast, but the gold is actually more important to me right now. So we're going to enforce this demand. We're going to enforce this demand. There we go. We gained 100 fame, sure. And now we are indeed in this war, as expected. So we're going to chase these guys down. I think they're going to their capital. Enemy allies are joining the war. That's very rude of them. Okay, we could gain a weak hook on our son. That's fine. Keep him a little bit more in line. We can ransom this guy. Is he counting towards anything? I don't believe so. So we're going to do that. That'll get us 10 gold. We can negotiate an alliance with our son. And this is a defensive war. So in theory, we should be able to call our son in here for free, except that he is a vassal, which we can't call into external wars. That is sad, to be sure. We're going to continue heading up to this capital over here. We have ticking war score on our side right now. And we're just going to siege down his capital. Where's his leader at? His leader is leading the army. Okay. We do have a new diplomacy perk available. We're going to grab a Life of Glory. Fantastic. And this is going to be an 8-month siege. Okay. Sounds good to me. We'll go ahead and allow that. I do want to siege this down. I want to get whatever we can here. So this is, of course, held by our half-brother. That's fine for right now. Eventually, we'll want to hold these ourselves, but for now, this will be just fine. What's the kingdom look like up here? This is all Buryatia? Okay. We need 2 more de jure counties in it. That's really not that bad. There's a dangerous faction. This is peasant rabble. Not that dangerous. Oh boy. They've consolidated their forces. They accept a white peace? Not quite. 5 months? We gotta go, gentlemen. Let's get out of here. We cannot stay. They have 4,000 troops. This is, of course, a war that we inherited by taking this. We don't mind a white peace. And he will accept a white peace fairly soon. So that'll be great. We have ticking war score on our side. And I am considering just putting our forces down and waiting for a white peace. I'm strongly considering it. Up to 6 months to return home. No, I think we'll just walk away. And see what we get here. I do want a white piece here. A white piece will be ideal. We are going to be able to work on our income fairly soon here. 75 gold for our markets. We just need to get out of this war. Okay. He's going to continue chasing. This is ideal for us. He's only 5 reasons away from a white piece. We're going to continue moving here and see what he does. He's splitting up. Okay. We would love to straight up win the war, but it's only 14 gold. I do not believe it's worth the risk. It would bump up our stress to white piece. That's considered even. That's considered probably win, but they can reinforce. Yeah, I really don't think it's worth the risk. We should just white piece here in a moment. We'll wait until we have 21%. There we go. Now we should be at 0. Okay. 22% means that we will be able to white piece this. He will no longer be interested in pursuing this war. And I'm not interested in pursuing it either. Yeah, that'll give us a bunch of stress. But that's okay. There we go. White piece. is all good for right now. Now, we are going to need to deal with our peasant faction here. They're going to send their ultimatum in 4 months. That's fine. We're waiting on getting ourselves some cash. These guys have access to 2,400 troops, which is more than we can get at this exact moment. Now, we could bump up our light horsemen. We do have a lot of prestige. Let's go ahead and spend a little bit of that. Take this up to, say, maxed. And we'll let that regenerate. That gives us a nice chunk of light horsemen. And we'll let that reinforce for a while. Yeah, we're going to be dropping prestige in the meantime, but that's fine. Are you going to raid us? What's your plan here? I'd love it if they tried to raid us. That would be magnificent, but I don't think that's a thing. Right? Surely they're not going to try to raid us. No, they don't seem like it. They just disbanded. Okay, sounds good. So, okay, Christian faiths now have access to crusades. That doesn't really affect us at this time. That will later, but right now, no. We are working on our longhouses. They will be done soon enough. And that'll get us almost an extra half point of prestige per month. Now, I do want to get constructing... Never! A peasant's lot is to serve their lord. Okay. So we're going to raise up our troops right here in our capital. And they're going to come up here and crush these peasant forces. The question is, are we going to get fame or prestige from crushing peasants? I can't remember. They can't even siege. That's hilarious. Very adorable. You know what? We don't even need our levy troops here. Levy troops, you guys can go home. We're going to do this just with our knights and our men-at-arms. There we go. They're going to head on over, no problem whatsoever. And we're going to begin constructing over here once we can. Actually, it's no longer under siege. So we can go ahead and start working on markets right now. They were smart to move to this location. Now they get the defending in mountains bonus, but it's only 220 poor quality troops. That's not going to be enough for them. They will, of course, lose this. And we're going to be getting ourselves additional cash with these sweet, sweet trading outposts. Okay, we do want to make sure this guy is on diplomacy education. That's okay. I wouldn't mind switching to stewardship education fairly soon. Diplomacy lifestyle experience will be fine. And we are regenerating our levies. In fact, we have our levies fully regenerated. Excellent. So, unfortunately, that does net us devotion and fame. We'll enforce our demands here. Rebels have been pacified. And what's these control levels looking like? Mediocre is the answer. We need to work up those control levels. Luckily, longhouses do work on control levels. So that's great. That's all underway. And now we need to think about raiding. Can we raid down here? No. And we can't pass through here without getting Mongolia angry at us. Now, they're not that much more powerful than us, at this time anyway, but they're still spooky. They're definitely spooky. So this is really our only raiding options here. These guys and this guy. Now, these guys are at 2485. We're getting there. Let's give it a try. And we'll see if we can squeak this out. I'll be shocked if they don't come in. Like, I do think we're going to lose this, to be clear. There's no way we're going to go for this one just yet. Raiders over here, that's fine. That's, of course, our son that is going to be raiding. Yeah, they're raising up over here. I'm marching in. But they raised a little further away. That buys us some time to finish our raid. And move out. I think we escape here. And we got a prisoner. That's very solid. Yeah, we escape. Good. I don't know why they raised here, but I'll take it. They could have won this, in all honesty. See, if we go in here... Actually, it says we'll probably win. We have a better commander than them now, apparently. I would not be opposed to fighting them here if we'll probably win. We already delivered our loot, so that's great. We're going to go in and give this a go. I wouldn't be surprised to see them win this. They don't have a leader at all here. That's their problem. They simply have no leadership here. Yep, it's in our favor. We do win this. That's wonderful. We can host a feast, and we're going to go ahead and do that. We need the prestige. Welcome, friends! So with this victory, this is a big, big deal for us. We're going to go ahead and take a gust. That will help our prestige as well. What a great night. So, of course, we're not going to stack wipe these guys or anything like that, but that's fine. We've gotten ourselves quite a lot of prestige here. That's great. And that is another huge chunk of prestige from that victory. So we're going to head off over this way. Now, he's at 1846. We're going to head back to our territory. We're going to allow ourselves to reinforce a little bit. We're going to disband here, and I'm thinking about going after the next guy's capital. Although I just realized this has been going on for a very long time, this episode. I need to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to continue making some gains. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.